So I hope you guys brought a pen and paper. I tried to do the, I tried to like send the link out with the PDF. I think there was an issue with it. I'm not sure. I know it was all black, so it's a lot of printer paper to like print in black. I thought about that afterwards. So just feel free to just take some notes as we go, and it's going to be really interactive to kind of just um, um, like work through these money blocks or beliefs as we go along. So with that being said, here is the workbook. Okay. Let me know. Can everybody see that? Thumbs up. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Cool. All right. So thank you so much for joining me in this Up-Level Your Money Consciousness workshop. I'm delighted to present this to you. I hope that it's valuable. I'd really love to know in the chat, like what are you hoping to get out of this session, this training? I'd really love to know. So we have an idea of what we're what we're shooting for and a measure of success. So let me see. I don't know how to pull up the chat actually. Oh, there we go. Okay, chat. Okay. And then just because I'm curious, do you guys see the chat on my screen or is that, no? Okay. All right, cool. Okay. So Sydney says new ways to break through money and job energetic blocks. Rose Emily, learning ways to have a better mindset about making more money. Okay. Well, I'm excited because I really have put everything into it that like I've learned, and it's just kind of like a higher level, but from what I've done, I'm really hoping that you'll walk away with a new mindset and a new positive belief about money and your relationship with money. Okay. So with that said, okay, okay, Sam says, learning to uncover and work through money blocks and write a new story. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I know you guys know me. I'm Heidi. So I'm a spiritual life and business coach, and I work with soul-driven female entrepreneurs that have a purpose and a mission to share. And I'm also a Reiki practitioner, and I just love just infusing Reiki with coaching. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I'm just so delighted that you have decided to join in and talk about money with me so we can shift some money beliefs. It's really important to me about talking about money because as a society, it's like almost as if we're shamed about talking about money and feeling like we want more. And like there's this whole like societal like belief system about people that want more money, it's like selfish and bad or whatever. We're gonna like work to shift that. If that's something that you struggle with, we're gonna shift that because money is literally like it's a part of our everyday lives, and so it's important that we have a really good relationship, especially as female entrepreneurs. We need to be able to confidently just assert ourselves and the money that we want to make and attract into our lives and feel good about it and have no apologies for wanting that. So my goal is by the end of this that you walk away with overcoming your limiting beliefs about money. And sorry, Chris is joining. So you can stop self-sabotaging. Oh, sorry. This thing is on auto pilot apparently. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so my goal is to just help you overcome any limiting beliefs you have about money, stop self-sabotaging that keeps you stuck and or broke. And then also, with the money blocks that we have, we could, hit a certain ceiling and then we just can never seem to like go past it. Like we keep getting pushed down because of some belief in our consciousness and subconscious mind, and then also on an energetic level. So I'm so excited to just talk to you about some money. All right, so I'm excited to get started. All right. Okay, so what we're going to be covering in this workshop is just kind of going back, like we're going to go back in time and do a journey and kind of talk about where where this comes from, trying to make some associations. Maybe you've done this activity before, maybe you've gone back to try to work on your money beliefs, and where your money story has come from, but it's still showing up. And so maybe there's some more deeper work or some more ahas that need to happen. And then we will move into being consciously aware and being aware of what your current belief system is and what your current relationship is with money. And then we will work to create new money beliefs. So you have an empowering story for your money story. And then using that story to get the results that you want to get. So then you can identify kind of like what action you need to take from that place of from alignment to be able to attract that money into your life. Then we're going to talk about something that's super exciting for me, is talking about your vibe. So there's an element of the beliefs that we hold for our money and what holds us back, but there's also an energetic component to this. So we can believe that we want all this money and and have all like this positive mind frame about it, and we can still energetically be holding ourselves back from it, because we can self-sabotage like just with our own energy too. So we'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about too, it's not really about the money. So I'm excited about that, talk about that, and kind of like how vibration plays into money, and how money, is kind of like attracted to us. And then afterwards, we're going to do some learning and kind of review like what new learning has occurred from this training, and then any action that you want to take to help take your step forward in with your new money mindset and your money beliefs, to creating the wealth that you want. And then for anyone that wants to take this deeper, I will invite you to my coaching program, which we take it really deep. So you can walk away with attracting the money that you want and having it just be something that's long-term and not just like a spotty type of manifestation. And then to top it off, to end our session, we're going to have a Reiki session. And so we will take all of our new awareness in from what we've done, all the work that we've done, set our intention with our new empowering belief. And then we're going to have Reiki. I'm going to give you all Reiki, and you guys are going to set your intention. And then that Reiki is going to legitimately, energetically send more good, positive vibes your way to help you manifest it faster. Okay. So, all right. Are you guys tracking? Good. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So as I mentioned, okay, going back in time. So this is really important because I don't know if you guys know, but by the time we're age 7, the beliefs that we hold about ourselves and the world are formed. And if we do not do the work to change those beliefs, we carry those beliefs, whether they're good or bad, into adulthood. And so for a lot of people, there's a lot of negative stories and negative associations from when we were kids, and the things that we were told from our providers, our caregivers, our parents, whomever was our center of influence in our environment, could impact the way we see the world. And then we just see that view for the rest of our lives. Like, we do not change it. So it's really important, if you want to change and up level your money mindset, you've got to go back and kind of identify it. And it can be really painful for people to kind of go back there. But it's really important because once you've kind of unlocked maybe some stories or associations that you've had, it can set you free, literally. Okay. So this work is really important. So what I really want you to do, I hope you all have a pen and paper, is to just take a couple of minutes and think about your childhood in a sense of money, the topic of money. Did you grow up like poor and have a hard time like getting by and having your basic needs met? Did you hear like money doesn't grow on trees, money is the root of all evil? Let's see, there's some others. Like, if you saw your parents like fighting over money, like, okay, let's say your parents were separated and your mom or your dad or whomever was your primary caregiver was like nagging your other parent about child support. Like, if you saw fights occur, my parents fought about money. My mom was terrible with spending money. And my dad was a penny pincher. So there was fights. And so I had a negative association that money was stressful. Money came with a lot of stress, a lot of headache. Money was bad because it just caused fights. So that was some work that I had to do to kind of uncover that. And it was really kind of painful to go back and put myself in those moments where I saw my parents fighting about that money and pinpoint it. But once I had that awareness, it really helped me to be set free. So just take a moment, and then we'll move on to the next part. So like any thoughts, feelings, sensations, just if words, it doesn't have to be complete sentences. You can just write stuff down, and then you want to come back to this stuff later and do some deeper work. That's really helpful too, because I know we don't have very much time, but I really want you guys to spend some time thinking about this deeper work. So Krista says, my parents were always worried about spending money, or were always worried about money and very good at not spending, but I love spending money. Am I just rebelling? I'm so curious about how this will all come into play. I'm really curious too. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next page. Okay. So now that we've gone back and we've kind of associated or kind of become more aware of like what the association of money was, or the topic of money was as we were growing up. Now we are going to kind of bring it into now. So I want you to think about when you think about money, like what thoughts come up for you. So don't suppress anything, literally just brain dump, just thoughts, just words, thoughts that come up for you when you think about money. Is it good, bad? Is it, like money doesn't like me? Is it, I have a bad relationship with money, money never stays, like whatever that is, those thoughts. And then as you're finishing up with that one, you guys can put your thoughts in the chats if you want to. Yeah, I might strike up some good convo. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to keep rolling. So now that you've thought about your thoughts, I want you to consider, what emotions do you feel when you think about money? Is it stress? Is it worry? Is it fear, anxiety, guilt, happiness, excitement, a combination? Like, what is it? defeat. Okay. Stress. Excited, trouble management. Okay. Money, freedom is one of my thoughts, and sometimes it's hard to attain. Okay. Guilt, excitement, and longing. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. So now that you've kind of gone and observe some of the emotions that are coming up or that are tied to money for you, now I want you to think about your current money situation. You got to get really real with yourself, okay? Like the truth will set you free. So I really want you to think about, like, are you broke? Are you in debt? Are you barely getting by? You living paycheck to paycheck? Are you really good at saving your money and you really have a hard time parting with it? Do you love just spending? You just can't seem to keep it, but you just love spending the money. Just write that down. Living la vida broke, guilt and discomfort. Yeah. Yeah, you got to change this. Like, money is freedom. Money is like it's our financial abundance is our birthright, and it's time that we start like owning that and knowing that that's our inherent birthright. Like, we were born on this earth, or put on this earth, and to live in financial abundance and in abundance, so that way we can bless others. Like, we can live happy, and then we can also, bless others as well. That's the gift of money, is that we don't hold it and just, oh, okay, we're going to hold on to it and it's never going to come again. Like, no, like, money flows. We can't block it because it flows in, and then we're allowed to then gift it and do good things with that. That's good, Sam. Yeah, that can be really stressful, and it's really important to just, it's kind of coming down to like trust in the universe, which can be hard, or your God, or, it's whatever your higher power is that you believe in, that's there to support you and has your back. Okay. So then I also want you to take it a step further. Is there any correlation that you can think of between your current relationship with money and what you've identified from your childhood experience with money? That's funny. That's funny, Hazel. Oh my gosh. So his parents struggle with it and never have it, and that definitely transferred onto me. Okay, squeaky ass. You said your partner is so tight with money you can hear his ass squeaking. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, so just, kind of becoming aware of like where your current situation is, and if there's any correlation to what you experienced as a kid, because there may be some enlightenment there for you, some lesson for why you may be in your current money situation. Okay. And then, all right, so moving on to the next one. All right, so this is where we are going to create new money beliefs. So now that you know, like, what thoughts and feelings arise, and now that you've identified like the story you have and your money situation during childhood, so it's a time to just let that old story go, and that old association, just wash it away. Like, let it go. It's not serving you. If it's a negative story that's keeping you stuck and broke and not making the money you want, let it go. It's okay. I give you permission to just release it now. Okay. Now we're going to create a new belief. Now, belief is a thought that you keep on thinking. Replace the thought, change your belief. It's really important. It's that simple, but it's not very easy, and it takes a lot of discipline. So this is where we want to come up with a new thought about our money, because we thought about what our thoughts are, as a current belief. Okay, now as being past, because we're now in a new moment. So what your past belief was about money, and what you want to be thinking about money. So I want you to think about, what relationship do you want to have with money? Do you want to have a good relationship with it? Do you want it to hold you back, or do you want it to propel you forward? Identify that and explain to me or write down why. Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, I grew up, I'm just gonna own it. I grew up in a Christian, and we actually grew up Lutheran, from like 3 till like I was in sixth grade. And it was like this belief that money was evil. Like you wanted money, it was evil. And you had to give your money, but you couldn't like ask for money or want money. And it just created like this really negative association with money too for me. So I had to really come to terms with money is not evil. Money is a vehicle, it's a resource, it's not evil. Um, and so once I realized, I had an aha, it came to the point where I realized, okay, if money is just a resource, what I make money mean is like really the difference. Was really big for me because I was like, okay, if money's a resource, and then I also had this thought too, like, oh, I'm a bad person because I wanted money. I don't want to be seen as a bad person because I want money. If I have a lot of money, I'm going to be seen as a bad person. When the aha came to me was when I realized, okay, money is just a resource. What we do with money is, you know, like we can do good things with money or can do bad things with money. Good people have money and do good things with money. Bad people have money and they do bad things with money. So if you're a good person and you know that you're going to be doing good things and like you just want to like give back and do all these good things and it's not going to change who you are at your core, you're a good person, like there's no need to feel bad about the money because that just is a gift that we can give, and we can give and contribute and bless other people. Okay. So now that we've done that, okay. So then I want you to ask yourself, if there was a version of me that had all of the wealth I desire, what would they believe about money? And what daily actions would they take to create that money? Okay, so the chat's blowing up. All right, so then Sam says, okay, I want to trust I will always be okay no matter how much money I have, and I want to have a loving relationship with money, and trust I will be still be a kind, loving person with tons of money. Well, Sam, if you're a kind, loving, good person, do you think that the money is going to change who you are? No, no, it won't. The money won't. I mean, as long as, you know, I guess some people get it, like money comes and it lets it go to their head, but at their core, they weren't really like a good person. I think like, you know, if at your core, you're a good person and you're a grounded and centered person, like you can do good things with money. It's not going to change who you are. You're still going to be the same caring, loving person, human being that you are. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to know what new thoughts must you have in order to create the beliefs you desire about money? I'm going to say that again. What new thoughts must you have in order to create the beliefs you desire about money? Love that. I love that, Krista. I have plenty of money and savings and plenty to purchase some things I want, and there's always plenty to go around. Money is a game. It's easy. Yes. Mine is I love money and money loves me. Money comes easily to me. I deserve to spend money on more than bills. Wants and desires are not splurges. No, they are not, Erica. That's you indulging and you know, taking care of you and living in your birthright, your financial like abundance, and to have love and fun and joy and all those good things. Okay, so now I'm going to let's see, press play again. Okay. All right. So my nose is sorry. Okay. So now that we've traveled back and we've identified a new story, a more empowering story, now I want to talk about getting results with your new money beliefs, because our thoughts trigger our feelings, that trigger our actions, that create the results. So if you have an empowered thought and you've got a good feeling associated with it, that should propel you to take inspired action to get the results that you want. So I want you to say, or I want you to write down and finish the sentence. My daily mantra for instilling my new money belief is, and then write out your mantra, write out your word of affirmation or something, your little statement of affirmation. Money is always flowing into my life. I love that. Money flows to me with ease and joy. Yes, ease and joy is key. Trusting that it's coming. And then the next one is, when I think about my mantra, it makes me feel, and finish the sentence. It makes me feel safe, responsible, and in control. It makes me feel free. Free, yes, I love that. It's freedom. Okay, and then thinking about your mantra, okay, this mantra will motivate me to take action because, finish the sentence. I deserve it. Safe and supported, yep. Okay, just a couple more seconds. I'll move on. Krista says, because clarity feels so good. Yes. Okay. All right, and then the last one on this page is, the results I can expect to get from taking action with this new belief is, fill in the blank. Money is energy, it goes where I focus. Yes, Hazel, exactly. A healthy relationship with money, yeah. Getting my first paying client, yes. They're on their way to you, Rose Emily. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. It's one of my favorite topics. Our vibration, it's a good vibration, like that song or whatever. So I talked earlier about how we have the mental side and our belief systems about attracting in the money that we want. It also, like, our vibration is a key component into that. So when we raise our vibrational frequency, it gets us into an alignment of the frequency of money. So it's really important that we manage our emotions and that we live consciously. And there's more to it. I mean, there's, the self-care and all that stuff, but ultimately you got to pay attention to your vibration and what you're putting out there, because the frequency that we're emitting is the same frequency that we're going to be receiving. Okay. So if you think about it, so I put this little cell phone on here. So if you think about a cell phone, okay, and you're going to go dial a number. If you are trying to call your best friend, but you miss the number by one number, are you going to get their phone number? Are you going to reach them? No. If you're watching TV and you're trying to watch, I don't know, the Discovery Channel, okay, and then you hit in the wrong channel, and then all of a sudden you find yourself on the sports channel, you're not, I mean, unless you're like a sports fanatic or something, you probably not be too happy about that. You did not put in the right code to get in, to get that into that same frequency that the channel was that you wanted. The same with us. We are vibrating, we are literally vibrating beings. Maybe some of you know, like we are not, like we look like we're fit, like we're completely solid, but we are not. Under a powerful microscope, we are all vibrating at a subatomic, like all of our subatomic particles are vibrating. And it's at the speed at which that vibration happens is the frequency that we're emitting. Okay. So when we, on an energetic level, on an emotional level, are either down, we're down in the dumps. Okay. We're emitting a frequency at that level. If we're excited and happy and joyful and we're like, and like we're up here, like that's the vibe that we're emitting. So I'm an Abraham Hicks fan. I don't know if any of you are too, but they love to say joy is the key. And that is so true, because I pulled up this diagram and hopefully you can see it. It really is a great illustration. I'm a visual person, and it just really illustrates the different frequencies that we have with our emotions, how emotions are tied to our frequencies. Okay, so hertz is a unit of frequency. So down here at the very bottom, we have, at the point, we have shame. That is the lowest vibration that they have on this, at least on this scale. So shame is very low. So when you're feeling shame and you're in that energetic vibration, you are at the lowest point. So if you are feeling shame, but you want to attract happiness, you want to attract a new house that's going to make you feel great. Look at where up here in the purple, in the top of the blue, you cannot get that from where you are down here feeling shame. It cannot happen. Okay. So then each time, like as you work up this emotional scale, you've got shame at the bottom, then you move up to guilt, and guilt's got its own, got its own hertz too, so own frequency. And then it's got apathy and grief. And slowly, as you start to improve your emotional state, the higher vibe you get. Now, I have on this next slide, I'll go into it, but like, so like I said, like, so there's more work than just being like, yeah, like I'm happy and but you're feeling like shit because you're not taking care of yourself. You're not like doing those self-care activities. Like self-care is so important at its core, like to be able to, at like a minimum level of starting your manifestation, your attraction, like desire, you like to attract the things that you want, you need to be taking care of yourself just at a basis. You need to be eating healthy, exercising, you need to be like doing stuff to raise your vibration. And so a lot of people, unfortunately, they just think that they can bypass that part, and it doesn't help. Like you have to get to a point, and we go like in my coaching program, we go deep into like this process of like asserting like your self-care routine and not feeling guilty about it, because you can do self-care and feel guilt from it. You can feel guilt from taking away from time with your partner. You can feel mom guilt from being like, oh, I should be focusing on the kids. And, you know, and like, if you're canceling that out, so if you're like, oh, I'm doing self-care, but at the same time, you're feeling guilty about it. It's almost as if it's like, doesn't like at some level, it's helpful because you're kind of taking care of yourself, but at the same time, on an energetic level, you're not doing what you like, you're not in that vibrational state that you should be to help like propel your energy. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, cool. Glad you guys are tracking. So it's really important to just be paying attention to your state. That's why I wanted you to focus on the new emotion. I mean, it goes into our thoughts trigger our feelings, that trigger our action, that triggers our results, but also on an emotional level, clearly from this scale, our emotional state is super important to be able to get us in that frequency to attract what it is that we want to attract. Money, house, whatever. It's really not about the money. We're going to talk about that in the next slide, but it's really not about the money, but like just getting into that same frequency. Okay. So if we're not at that same frequency, we're like energetically going to be blocking it. We could be doing like all of the strategy and like growing our business and stuff like that. But if we're not energetically aligned to that, it's going to be all for naught. You have to be able to be energetically aligned from a place of knowing, from a place of feeling like, oh, like owning your worth, owning your birthright, and being that energetic alignment to then take that inspired action to be able to get the results that you want. Because when you're energetically aligned, you're energetic, like you're connected to source. So then that energy can speak through you and then tell you, as you listen to your intuition, you get that inspired nudge, that hit to, oh, go reach out to this person. Oh, go make this post, go do this or whatever. Like that's the place of alignment that's really going to be able to get you there. So making sure you're taking care of yourself and you're maintaining your self-care routine and monitoring and being consciously aware of your vibration that you're putting out. It could look like, okay, something like, as female entrepreneurs, I don't know if any of you experienced this, but like, oh my God, I just started my new coaching program and I don't have a client. I don't know where my client's coming from. Oh my God. Like, I need that money. I need to pay my bills. I've got, all this stuff. My kids are relying on me. I got to put food on the table. Like, and you're stressed and you're like, oh, I got to make this post. Oh, I got to go reach out to these people. And it's like frantic. It's frantic. It's from fear. Okay. So look on this scale from where fear is. It's very low on this scale. So from that energetic frequency and that vibrational frequency, you're not going to be able to get up here. So you need to be able to relax and trust and know that the action that you're taking is from an aligned place, and knowing that from that action that you're taking, you're going to get the results that you want. And then it requires patience. Legitimately, it requires patience. Okay. Because patience means that you're trusting in the process. You're doing the work on yourself. Then you are, you're emitting that frequency. Now you're trusting in the universe, being like, God, universe, like, I trust you. And that causes surrender. Okay. Like that just creates, like, you just need to surrender to it. How are you doing in time cube? All right. So this is good? Can you give me a thumbs up? Good. Okay. All right. Okay. So as I mentioned in that last slide, it's not about the money. It's, in my opinion, because I was like, well, what's the vibration of money? Like, what's the frequency of money? It's subjective. To me, because money is that vehicle to get us to what we want. It's that resource. It's what the money can do for us. It's what the money can bring to us. That in dwelling in that state of like, oh, like allowing yourself to be unapologetic about what you're asking for and what you desire. If you want to make, $1 million in your business, okay, why? What do you want to get from that? Is it you want to help, so many people? Is it you want to give back? Is it you want to build a school? Is it like you just, what, like at its core, there's something there that's bigger than just the money. What is that? That's what we need to be focusing on. What can money do for me? Yeah. So when you think about the money that you want to attract into your life, it's not the money itself, rather it's what the money can do for you that's important. So write out all of the reasons you want more money and do not hold back. It's okay to say, I want $1 million in the bank. I want a Ferrari. I want a mansion. I want to like live in a different country and have all these properties, like it's okay. Allow yourself to be okay with it. Okay. So I want you to also consider who else can benefit from you having more money. Is it your kids? Is it the community? Is it a family member that like you have your parents who are elderly and sick, and you could just be like, oh, I just wish I had like all this money and I could pay for them to like have their own place or have like the best care possible. So it's like, who else? Because I want you to be thinking about who else is going to benefit from you attracting all this money into your life, all these amazing things. And then, you know, if you have friends or, you know, like people in need or whatever, what can I do? And then also I want you to make a list of the things that you really enjoy doing that raise your vibration, that put you in the state of like, oh, I could do this all day long. It feels so good. Like it could be writing, it could be singing, it could be dancing, it could be sex, it could be pottery, it could be yoga, it could be hiking, you know, like literally, like what is it that you really enjoy doing that just really raises your vibe? So that way you're like at peace and joy and flow, and you know like what the activity is that really raises your vibration. So you need to be doing that more often. Okay, Krista says you're worried about being greedy. Gotta explore that. Well, you're not greedy for wanting more money. It would be interesting to explore that though. Where is that coming from? Yeah, singing, dancing, art, food. Love it. Yes, food. Food is a good one for me too. All right. Okay, so now you've kind of thought about some things. Okay, so now we're going to move on to learning and action. So we took a journey from way back when you're just a little person to kind of coming along this life journey of, you know, your relationship to money. So I want you to think about our discussion and how important paying attention to your vibrational frequency is. And so what is something that you learned about yourself that you will take with you? Oh my gosh, Erica. Oh my God, my list is all over the place. I'm saving the world. What else? I'm saving the world. Building generational wealth and getting a makeover. I love it. Okay, to remember, stay high vibe and on top of my self-care even while I am job hunting. Yes, very important. Self-care is not selfish. Okay. And then how will you use this new awareness to make positive changes with your money, your new money relationship? I will double down on self-love and get organized. Love it. Rose Emily, the meaning behind why I want to make more money so that I'm always excited to make more, create more financial freedom. Yes, love it. So, so considering all that, so what action will you take to further strengthen your positive relationship with money from this new belief that you have? Start my mornings right to set my vibe for the day. Yes, love it. Water is also a very important component. It flushes out the toxins that we have in our system, so it can help also raise our vibe. And it's just good as like as a basis. I mean, we're like what, 60% water. We need to make sure that we are like replenishing ourselves with water constantly. Okay, writing out affirmations. All right, writing. Shoot. Okay, writing out affirmations, saying affirmations about money, journaling my money blocks, and then writing more empowering statements, being grateful for what I do have and making room for what I want. I love it. And I'm going to spend more time in nature and look after myself every day. I love that, Hazel. That's beautiful. Okay. So I think this was our last slide. Okay, so I'm going to ask my assistant to help me organize my financial documents, plan out my fun self-love activities for the week, and sell my old wedding dress. Ooh, it's big. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so now we've done that. Okay, so for anyone that's interested, we kind of did this high level work, but it goes deeper than that. And so I've created this Divine Boss Babe Coaching Academy, because it's something that I just, as women, like we need to like love ourselves and treat ourselves well and assert our wants and needs and not feel bad about it. So I created this 9-month program. And so if you want to take the journey with me, then, this is for you. So, so the expected results and the outcome from our time together is that you will look in the mirror and you will feel a sense of happiness and you will feel good about yourself. I want to ask you, how many of you actually look in the mirror at yourself and really look at yourself, not just like doing your makeup and doing your hair and it's just off? Like, how many of you actually sit there in the mirror and stare at yourself and just admire yourself? Sam, that's awesome. Not ever, sometimes, never. Mirror work. Yeah, mirror work is powerful. Yeah, exactly. Nope. Yeah, and what I found is a lot of women don't do that. And I started doing it. It was really uncomfortable. I'm like, why is this uncomfortable? This should not be uncomfortable. So, so you'll walk away with a new sense of confidence that you'll have people literally like wondering what is different about you. They may even ask you, like, what's going on? What's different about you? You can't pinpoint it because you'll be energetically like aligned to the point you will be beaming and people will not be able to place what it is. So yeah, and then you'll be able to express yourself and speak up for your needs and desires without feeling guilty. You will be able to assert yourself and feel fucking good about it. And so a lot of people associate being assertive with being argumentative or pushy, or no, there's no emotions attached to it. It's a matter of fact. You're asserting yourself. That's it. It's just a statement. It's not, there's no emotions attached. Okay. So, and then also too, you'll be able to set more boundaries with people. So as, females, we can have a hard time setting boundaries for ourselves and we just want to people please. We just let people just, walk all over us sometimes. We're like, we just want to make people happy and have a hard time. Like, I know that I had a hard time setting boundaries for myself. And it took a lot of work. And I'm like, you know what? I'm respecting myself. And when I tell people what my boundary is, that is setting the expectation on how they treat me and the respect that I expect from them. So yeah, I think boundary setting is really important. So you'll be able to also kick that inner mean girl out. So as if you're like, oh, I want to create, 6 figures in my business, and you're like this inner mean girl, okay, this is it. This is your inner mean girl. You can't do that. Why do you think you could do that? Who's going to listen to you? Who's going to buy from you? Like, who do you think you are? You're a bad person for making all that money, like for wanting all that money. So the work that we do will kick out that inner mean girl and kick her ass to the side, tell her to shut the fuck up. So that way you can focus on making a statement and getting your message out to the world. So you have more energy, feel more vitality just from just the inner work that you'll do and being able to express yourself and owning who you are unapologetically. You'll be more productive with less stress than you've ever been in your entire life. I will teach you how to be fucking a productive master. Okay. And then you'll be reducing stress. You'll have more time for your kids, more time for your family, more time for yourself. And then, reducing stress. So that's important. And then, so a big piece of this too is just having a sense of inner peace and happiness. So then you'll be able to just live your daily life and just feeling peaceful and happy and have an inner sense and inner knowing. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have bad days, but you'll be able to know how to get back into that energetic, like state of peace and alignment and happiness. Okay. And then you'll be unapologetic about telling people what you want. You will not give a fuck about what people want, what people think that you want or say you need, because you're just telling people what that is. And then you set that bar for yourself. So if you are a mom, and you're having a hard time, I suffered from this. Okay. So I'm a mom, and I would be like, oh, I would always put myself on the back burner and be like, oh, my kids come first. I'm just going to put myself here. And if we have time or money to do it, then I'll do it. And I never did it. And then I started to build up a lot of resentment and be like, oh, and then before I know it, I'm exploding to people, and like, that's not healthy. So then you will be able to just assert your needs and take care of yourself, and no more guilt. Okay, so whether or not you want to have a six-figure business, a multi-million-dollar business, we will go from the bottom, like at the foundation. If you think about a house and this foundation, it needs to have a strong foundation or the house breaks and it crumbles. So setting a millionaire mindset is the foundation to setting up success in your business. Then from there, you will be able to create things, your business, and build your business from a strong foundation that is unshakable. So you'll walk away with that. You will also be able to, since you have that sense of inner peace and calm, you'll be able to ditch like the sense of heaviness and stress and anxiety that you may feel just from being a human being or being like an entrepreneur and trying to do it all and be everything to everybody. Like you will have that like replaced with sense of ease and lighter feeling. So we'll bust through the money beliefs. Like we kind of went on this journey. It would be taken deeper to kind of overcome more of these money blocks that are blocking you. And then also you learn to stop working so hard and create from a place of peace and joy and from alignment. So that way you're like really using the law of attraction to your benefit. So you're not having like this spotty manifestation type of, it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't, you know? So then it's a 9-month program. It'd be one-on-one with me. It's either phone or Zoom, depending on your preference. You get a video module. You know, I try to keep it like 20 minutes if max, because nobody's got time for things like that. So you watch a video module and then we catch up on it. Weekly spot coaching. So if you're like, oh my God, I went to go work on and do this thing that I committed to you I was going to do, or committed to myself I was going to do, and I can't do it. I'm having an anxiety attack, Heidi, I need help. Like, okay, like you just reach out to me and then we'll work through it. You can have that sense of accountability and like your cheerleader, like alongside being like, you can do it. You can do it. We're going to work through this block, whatever's coming up for you. Okay. And then every week too, because I love it, is Reiki. So from an energetic standpoint, Reiki is, you know, kind of talked about like that frequency chart. So if you think of frequency and energy that's coming out of me to the recipient, it's at the frequency of 500, 520 at the love level. So then that's just more positive energy. It's just being directed your way to help energetically cleanse whatever's going on, get it out, and attract to you what you want. So, and then also I would have a Reiki candle and some crystals that would be intuitively chosen for you and sent to you. It's goodie bags. And then a journal that I plan on creating, and then you'll be able to use that on your journey. And then a VIP day. So that would consist of me going to you, and then we would have a day of activities like you want to go horseback riding, massage. I'm not going to give you massage, but it would be like a pampering type of day for like a couple of hours. And then after, we would deep dive for a few hours into something that you really wanted to have intensive, like just deep dive into. So that would be something that we would get to do and have a lot of fucking fun doing. It'd be so fucking fun. So that would be the VIP day. There's a money back guarantee, girls. Like seriously, I believe in this work so fucking much that I'm willing to like put myself on the line for this. So if you show up, you're showing up, you're consistent in like putting in the work, and you're like you're taking action as you've committed to yourself each week. And if we reach to the 9-month mark in our last call, and you're like, Heidi, this wouldn't fucking happen, but you'd be like, Heidi, I don't know, I just didn't get what I thought I wanted, or I didn't get what I thought I was paying for, what I needed. Okay, fair game. Your money is back to you. Like I will give your money back to you. Okay. So I just want you to know that I believe in it that much that I'm willing to put that on the line. So if you have any more questions about that, feel free to DM me, text me. My number's down here. Message me, whatever, to just set up a time we can sit and chat and go over like what you're going through, what you would want to get out of it, what you know, what you need help with, and so I could figure out if we'd be able to be a good match and work together. So yeah, so that's that. So thanks so much, everybody, so much for hanging with me, listening to me, learning. I hope this was positive. I hope this was, useful. I really wanted to help just kind of make some shifts within you guys today, within your energy and within your whole mindset around money. So now is the treat. Ah, shit. Okay, so we're coming up to time. Do you guys have like 15 minutes to spare to do some Reiki? Okay, sweet. All right, cool. So now we are going to stop sharing so you guys can be on camera, be off camera. I'm going to stop recording here.